vita tu non l'hai vissuta vivere, cercando ancora il grande amore. Vivere come se mai dovessimo morire. Vivere che poi capire all'improvviso che in fondo questa vita tu non l'hai vissuta mai. Gli dico no, gli dico sì, gli dico che io voglia di vivere.
So this is something different for me, talking directly to the camera. So I'm here in Biella, which is in the northern Piedmont, and I've been spending the last few days looking at houses. It's been interesting. It's helped us refine our way we search for houses, and we actually, in a nerd way, kind of came up with a formula and a spreadsheet to evaluate the houses that we think are worth taking second looks at, and also to determine if they're houses that we see are possibilities for us to live in. So what we're trying to do is we want to buy this house straight up with cash, which means that we are limited on how much we can pay, and we need to keep money in reserve in order to actually do any renovations, because in our price range we accept the fact that whatever we buy we will have to work on. So that has been the challenge, and in our price range I see a lot of houses, what I call nonna houses or grandmother houses, where the house is available because the primary occupant no longer can live there. Either they're in some kind of home home, or and they've passed on. And sometimes these houses sit vacant for years. It's not as though they're not taken care of. It's just that they're vacant, filled with all the things that people have, the stuff that they accumulate in their lives. So that has been the challenge, and that's what we're trying to do, is find a place that we can buy outright, and which we can have enough reserve money to modify the house or bring the house up to where we'd like it to be. Now, I know there's a question is why not just spend a little more up front, but we might still think of that. But right now we're still staying with the fact that whatever we buy, we will have to work on in order to make it livable for us. So that's it for the moment. And just to put a perspective of why we're doing this, well, here in Biella, it's a beautiful day. And for the last week that I've been away from Ireland, it has rained or stormed almost every single day. And not to mention at this time of year, it gets pretty dark. So we'll see how we do. And we'll keep recording these videos to show our progress. Church bells of Biella. Welcome to Italy. Okay, so I wanted to explain what we're trying to do and not do it in a noisy park with cars rushing by, to make sure it's understandable, the process that we're going through and how we're deciding on where to look and make a determination on what houses we want to put offers on. So as I mentioned, our price range has to be something that we can actually put up the full cost of the house. And knowing that the houses that we're looking at in that price range will require work to adapt them to what we want. So we came up with this criteria that we made, and which is I'll call the 3 L's and the 3 H's. The 3 L's, each criteria garners a point, a number 0 to 1. So the 3 L's for location, location, location are, the first one, is it accessible to the things that we want, like shopping, and any kind of stores so we don't have to get in a car. It doesn't have to be for clothes purchases, but I look at it as, can I get up in the morning and walk to a cafe, which in Italy they're plentiful, and get myself a cappuccino in the morning without driving to the location. And so that's the first L. The second L is the proximity to a metropolitan area. In this case, the houses we're looking at is near Biella. So can we get into Biella? Because that also helps us with shopping, clothes shopping, entertainment, and so forth. We want to be able to have it readily accessible and not have to take a long drive to get there. And then also we factor into that any public transportation. And the third L is, does the property feel isolated? And what we mean by that is that it doesn't feel like everything's on top of us, that we can sit out in a yard or sit out on a balcony and not feel like the world is staring down at us. So isolation doesn't necessarily mean remoteness, so we don't need to be remote, but we need to be able to feel like we have our own space. Then the 3 H's. The first H is it move-in ready? Can we move there and live there while we're doing whatever renovations we need to do to make the house the way we want it to be? So that's the first H. The second H is, does it have 2 bedrooms? Does it have 2 bathrooms and 3 baths? Because that's what we feel we need in order to bring our family to us, to have an office to work from, make one of the rooms into an office / extra bedroom. So that's our second H, or second house. And the third one is a very subjective criteria, which is what we call the je ne sais quoi, or the feng shui of the house. When you walk in, do you feel like this is our house? And we've bought houses in the U.S. and properties in Poland, and we clearly know the ones that really have that kind of criteria, that we feel like, oh, this is us. This feels warm and comfortable to live in. So those are the 3 things that we're trying to do with houses, and we come up together with a maximum possible score of 6. But typically there's some reason, that there's some fractions. But it helps us in terms of when we look at the properties that are available in our price range, we can score it ahead of time so we're not wasting our time and that of the time of the realtor. And that has really helped us. And we really came upon this after first seeing a bunch of houses and saying, what is it why are we missing it? Why did we go to houses that worked, and why did we go to houses that we knew we were never going to be interested in seeing? And it wasn't just price. So then we factor in the price, and what we've noticed is that in that price range there's a bit of flexibility, but it also means that we have to be careful that any work on the structure, we can't do work on the structure. Any work inside the house is something that we can actually get done in a reasonable amount of time. So hope that helps make it understand, and I'll put up a little spreadsheet that we've been using on the houses. I'm seeing this past week, and you can then see where we came with these numbers. And then we developed this from a trial and error. So that's what we did. So I hope that makes it clear.
Anche se non ho chiesto io di vivere come una canzone che nessuno canterà, qualcuno non mi